Thanks for tuning in. I'm Andrea from Turn to the Stars, and today I'm going to be talking about the grand mutable cross squared off that we're seeing approaching us. This energy is what we call applying, and I want to say thanks to everyone for tuning in today, but I'm going to be starting a series where I'm talking about this grand mutable cross squared off because it ties in very closely with patterns I see in birth charts, which are what I call mutable squares and mutable T-squares and mutable cross. And typically this is an imprint or a pattern or behavioral experiences and responses that this particular person is experiencing in their life. And there is a way, I've called this for many years, patterns of wanting to please everyone, patterns of not having good boundaries, and it's typically because the person is an empath and that they consciously or unconsciously are attracted to narcissists because of their power, because there's a part of them that's never owned their own decision making. And so the mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And currently, one of the reasons that I'm starting a series on this, and I'm going to be opening up some classes to work with people who have these particular prints in their birth chart, is because these four signs, like I said earlier, their energy is more mutable, meaning that they adapt to their environments. They're more apt to just adapt to something that they don't really want to do, but they don't realize it because they're so used to a particular pattern and a way that they were brought up or a way that they experienced apparent reactions to circumstances or to other people. And so that's why I thought today would be really great to do something. This is my idea, and I'm going to put it out there. Anybody who's interested in taking a look at their birth chart, if you are a Gemini, if you are a Sagittarius, if you're a Virgo or a Pisces, or these signs are showing up in your birth chart with any of the 10 planets in these signs, or even your nodes in these signs, meaning the North Node and the South Node. North Node meaning the direction you're meant to go in this life, or South Node in Sagittarius, meaning where you've come from, where your comfort level is, the past. And the most important thing for everybody right now is to understand their past patterns, do the research, gather the information, and then gather information, which is Gemini, the North Node, the transiting North Node right now of the Moon. Gather the information of how they can move forward. So when these patterns get triggered again, that they're responding in a different way. And from an astrological standpoint, we have Mercury in Scorpio retrograde right now, and this is, there's a Mars rules, is one of the rulers of Scorpio along with Pluto. So there's this probing and penetrating type of energy that's happening for all of us. We're all experiencing this. We're all going through these processes, and it's in our mind and it's in the conversations that we have. And Mercury is retrograde until November 3rd. So this is really important, what I'm talking about right now. John Lennon had Mercury in Scorpio. Hillary Clinton had Mercury in Scorpio. So there's this deep, intense fire. But there can also be this double standard, which is very strong. It's a strong energy, tough yet penetrating, but for the most part, when used or recognized or realized in the most positive sense, it can bring us answers to questions that are real, that the universe, that God, whatever that light is for you, is showing you right now. It's so important. So it's, you know, and it's very hard to get free from, very hard for an empath to become free from toxic relationships until they understand the patterns, until they understand and practice and put into place behaviors or responses that are different than they were in the past, until they understand what healthy boundaries are. So these are, you know, it's really important for us to look at this. And if you want to understand more about your Mercury, about Mars in your chart and where it's placed, it will help you to understand a lot more about what's going on with you right now, both mentally and in conversations with this Mercury retrograde, because Mars is one of the rulers of Scorpio. As I said, Mars and Pluto are, so it ties into Mars in your chart. And so, and one of the things that's really important to realize for the person who has these particular imprints in their birth chart, it's important not to get caught up in the descriptions of being an empath or being a narcissist. For instance, the empath does take responsibility. The narcissist won't care how your feelings, what your feelings are. They only care that you've hurt them in some way. And so there's a lot to this, and by identifying these in your birth chart, it's very, very powerful right now, because we're looking at your particular blueprint. So everyone, I want to say thanks for tuning in. I'll be back in the next day or so with another astrology forecast. I've got some company here right now, so I'm not able to do it every day, but I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll be giving you more information about the upcoming workshop where we can look at your birth chart and we can talk about these particular patterns and suggestions for solutions. And so everyone, there are, actually I should just talk real quick about the grand mutable cross squared off. We've got, and I'll go into much more depth on this series that I'm going to be bringing to you on YouTube and on Instagram. North node in Gemini opposite the south node in Sagittarius, with Venus in Virgo. Right now, there's strong tendencies at looking at the healthy patterns that are coming in, and this energy is coming in really fast right now, and it's going to be present with us for the next year. So we've got some great time. We've got a great time to be looking at this. So again, thanks for tuning in to Turn to the Stars. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll be back soon with more information. Remember, turn to the stars and you'll find your answers there. Thanks for tuning in.